So, still on the issue, now talking about origin of Islam and why Islam is so interesting, because as a Muslim, we have to love Jesus Christ no matter what. If I don't accept Jesus Christ as a Muslim, my Islamic faith is void. Because as a Muslim, you have to love Jesus Christ, one of the greatest of the prophets, the one who God used to show his signs to the people of Israel, to indicate that at least we have the clear vision that Jesus, through Jesus, that God resurrects people after they all died, after the new day of resurrection. That God raised all living creatures from the grave. And this is a belief through Jesus Christ. In small scale, he performed that. We believe in that. Let's examine what some of the miracles of the Magi of Jesus Christ, what he performed in his lifetime. We see, for example, one of his first miracles was John chapter 2, verse 1 to 1 down to 11. What did Jesus Christ do? He turned water into wine. Why? When he went to a place in Canaan in Galilee, there was some group of people. They organized a wedding feast, and then they needed wine. Then Jesus poured out for a jar of waters, and then from there he turned it into wine. This is miracle, and it's not ordinary to do what we call chemical combination and chemical transformation from water to wine. This is something that is supernatural, and God used that through Jesus Christ to show the world that there are some things that are supernatural that his prophets will do through him. So it is normal. Now we got other miracles that was done by Jesus Christ. When he was gathering the disciples, he said that the book of Matthew, it's recorded in the book of Matthew chapter 8. It was said that when he organized his disciples, he saw that some of them were fishermen. Example was Simon. It was said Simon was a fisherman. He had to see that there was a time he had no fish because there was scarcity of fish. So he told them, okay, take me, sail the boat. Let's go just little off the offshore. When they were going down to the water side, and he told them to cast their net down deep. And when they cast their net down deep, they were all skeptical because they said, Jesus Christ, what is this man going to do? And all of a sudden, the thing was so heavy. So Peter realized there were a big catch. So he brought it out, and it was fish. That was the power of God. He did that to show them that God can provide for them despite their need. God can provide for them. Similarly, did another miracle of feeding over 5,000 people. In another occasion, 4,000 people, as recorded by the book of Matthew as well, Matthew chapter 8. There we see that it was recorded that when Jesus was walking with his disciples, they were in great multitude and they were all hungry. So the information reached him. So how? These people, great multitude, are walking without food for a long time. What are we going to do? Just ask them, what do you have? They said, we just have 2 fishes and just 5 loaves of bread. He said, bring them forth. He took them and put them on a basket, and he blessed God and raised it before God. All of a sudden, he told them to start sharing it. As they were sharing, the thing became multiplying. As they were sharing, it became multiplying, and they all fed and get filled. This is miracle of God. And not just that, he healed the sick. One of the greatest miracles he did was healing a sick boy of a widow. And that was a great miracle. Another one was when he did a great sign when the storm was, there was a heavy storm, and they were on the boat, and the boat was shaking. All of a sudden, about to capsize, and they called on him. They called on him, but then he was asleep. They called on him. He woke up. He said, "Oh, please save us. We are in kind of difficult situation." Just look at the old man of little faith. He said to the wind, "Make calm," and it was calm. By whom permission of God. It's a great miracle of Jesus. Miracle that was shown by Jesus Christ through the power of God to indicate that there is God. In everything we do, there is God. No matter how, we need to have faith. See, now the occasion of Jesus Christ's miracles was when he was going alongside with part of Canaan, was going alongside of Jerusalem. As he was going through the process, he saw there were 10 lepers. 10 lepers. They were walking, they were just distance away. They cried out, "Oh, Master, oh, Son of David, save us. Please, we are in a serious situation. We are crying for your help. We know we have done some miracles in the past, and we have witnessed it. Please save us." He said, "Oh, go and report yourself to the priests for cleansing." And those who were going, something left them, and they discovered they were healed. And when they discovered they were healed, one of them ran back to Jesus Christ and thanked him and fell on his feet and began to weep and say, "Praise God through Jesus Christ that he is healed." But Jesus asked him, "Where are the other 9? You are a Samaritan. You came back. You're not a Jew. Samaritan, you came back. Why 9 Jews?" He was surprised. This one showed gratefulness. The others did not show gratefulness. Similarly, there are great miracles. One of the great miracles I would like to try to was when he did one great miracle as he was walking in the midst of people. There were multitude of people. A woman who has been having blood flowing for over 12 years. He says that as she was praying, she was crying. Due to the crowd, easily, they could not easily hear her. She was going to quickly touch the hem of the garment of Jesus Christ. All of a sudden, the blood flow stopped, and she felt it. And Jesus Christ felt that power has left him. And when he realized that something left him, he began to ask, "Oh, who touched me?" They were looking at him. They were great most of people. How I want to know who touched him? That was what Peter replied him. He said, I felt something, that somebody touched me. And then the woman, out of shame, she came forward and kneeled down before his feet. And he said, I was the one who touched you. And he said, oh, daughter, please go. Your faith has made you well. This was how a great miracles like that. Even the one of two blind men who have been in the synagogue for over many years, even from birth. Jesus Christ met them and healed them, put their hands on their eyes and they see. And when they saw, and they were happy and glorifying God. These are miracles of Jesus Christ. We believe in those miracles because the Bible tells us that he performed such miracles. And the Quran tells us that he also did such miracles. And it's a sign for all believers. As it said in the Quran, وَقَالَ كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكِ. When it says, it is easy for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah has made him a sign لِنَجْعَلَهُ حَيَاةً. We have made him a sign in nas. We have made Jesus a sign for all mankind. That's why Wakana Amra Makdiya. It's an affair that has been decreed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in many occasions. Most of the miracles he did, as mentioned in the Quran, found in Surah Al-Imran, was says in verse 48, when he was talking about Isa alayhi salam, وَرَسُولَ إِلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ مَسِيحَ لَقَدْ جِئْتُكُمْ بِآيَاتٍ مِرَبِّكُمْ. I have come with a sign from your Lord. Inni uhi inni. He said, he has come to sign from your Lord. And he has said from that verse, I have come to clean, to heal those lepers, those lame ones, those blind. I've come to heal all of them. And I've come to give all the raise the dead back to life in the permission of my Lord. And after I said, and I've come to inform you of what you eat, and to also inform you what you store in your houses. And because this is the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the life of Jesus Christ. The Lord of miracles. Now, one of the greatest signs was raising the dead. It's found in the book of John chapter 11 verse 1 down to 40. Very great story about Jesus Christ when he was preaching. As he was preaching, the news reached him from Bethany that his friend Lazarus is very sick. Then when he heard the news, he continued preaching. He did not stay back. He was not startled by it. Then all of a sudden, then Martha, the elder sister, sent Mary over to go and tell Jesus Christ that your brother, your friend Lazarus is very sick. Then when Mary was going to tell Jesus Christ, over 2 days, it was said that Lazarus was dead. And when he was going, he saw Mary on the way, and he informed her that we have been waiting for you, that our brother is very sick. And when they got there, they saw he was dead, and they began to cry. And that was 4 days after. He was being buried in a tomb. It was said that they will use a stone to cover the place, very secret place. And Lazarus was inside for 4 days. And he said to them, "Let's take me down to the tomb." And they were all scared. What are you going to do? If you had come early, you would have survived. He said, "Take me down to the tomb." When he got there, he saw Lazarus. Lazarus was inside the tomb. Sit up. He told them to remove the stone away from the tomb. Then they all looked at him, but they obeyed him and removed the stone. It was a very great smell. Then he called out after he had looked up to heaven and said to God, "God, please, you know you hear me. You always hear me. You always listen to my prayer. I'm praying now that Lazarus should come back to life." And he shouted with loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." And of a sudden, Lazarus came out. This is a miracle of God. But God used him to raise the dead. It's a sign. So it's a sign for us believers to understand the fact that Jesus Christ has come for us to understand that there is God. As a sign, the greatest sign for us to believe that, as Quran has mentioned, as I recited earlier, that is a sign. That made him a sign for you, for all mankind, and that you may believe in him.